No, 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 no.
Stay savage, your boy Shino Intro was popping. Today we are back, and this time we're gonna be talking about Boruto episode 62. We're gonna talk about the preview. We're gonna talk about a little bit about what we know is supposed to happen in the next episode. Now, this video will contain a bit of spoilers because I will be talking about some things that are actually gonna happen in the coming up episodes. I'm not gonna talk about stuff that's gonna be in episode 63. I will not talk about stuff that'll be in episode 64. But however, I will be talking about stuff that's gonna be happening in episode 62. So if you kind of don't want to know what's going to happen, I suggest to click off right now. But honestly, I'm gonna really be talking about like the invasion of the Otsutsuki, basically Momoshiki, Kinshiki, and the whereabouts of Yurishiki, and basically how things tend to go down during the tuning exams. And now that we're in the final phases of the tuning exams and the tuning exams are completely over, now we're starting to get the Momoshiki arc, and apparently they made so many different adjustments to the series that it really stands out and it's completely unique to the movie, and it's way different from the franchise that they originally intended it to be. That's way different than what they originally intended it to be, because if you look at like the things that happen in the anime and you look at the events and the way they all played out, and you know how Boruto versus the movie actually went down, you can clearly see that a lot of stuff has been changed. A lot of stuff also has been adapted into the movie, but like clearly we getting a whole different bunch of shit. So like one thing I want to talk about is the Momoshiki and Kinshiki pulling up thing. It's like, yo, we see both of these people pull up, and you know it's like weird because if you guys remember, like prior to that, we do know that, you know, Chojuro, Gaara, you know, like fucking Sasuke, they all spoke about Yurishiki attacking Gaara on the train, and then clearly Naruto, Sasuke, they know about like fucking the Otsutsuki coming, and they know that they're gonna attack, but they didn't know when they were gonna attack, and they actually predicted it to be around the tuning exams. So it's pretty odd, like they already were aware of what was going on and shit like that. So like they already had put like a plan into motion. I remember Sasuke was talking about how they wanted to like disrupt the tuning exams and basically send all the nations back and shit like that, but Chojuro was like, no, you can't do this because this is the first time in years that these sponsors actually worked together and got together to host the tuning exams. So doing that will cause like a political problem, and everybody be wondering why did they cancel the tuning exams, what would be the actual reason, because obviously they wouldn't want to go ahead and tell them the true reason due to the fact that it would affect the peace and shit like that. So like now that things are starting to go into this weird direction, we're starting to see like Momoshiki and, you know, Kinshiki gonna pull up, and it's probably gonna be along the same lines, but like I'm starting to see like different tidbits. Like, you know, we seen Sarada in the preview getting attacked, we seen, you know, Boruto on the ground next to Momoshiki. You know, we're starting to see like little highlights, and it kind of reminds me of the movie, but it also feels a little different. You know, obviously we are going to get a lot of glimpses from the movie, a lot of cuts from the movie, due to the fact that this is the movie scene that we've been waiting on. But I'm super excited that we're finally up until this point, and now we can actually move past it, because if we can move past this, then that means we could get into the Boruto greatness, which is the manga. But like one thing that I know, obviously we were worried about Yurishiki whereabouts. I did make a video talking about Yurishiki, and I was talking about what's supposed to happen. We do get a bit of spoilers basically letting us know that, you know, Momoshiki and Kinshiki are going to be going after Naruto. They're trying to basically, you know, get Kurama. They're trying to go after the tail beast, essentially trying to get the chakra fruit. And now there's like this other mysterious thing with Yurishiki and Mitsuki, because Yurishiki is appearing around the same time, and we know his whereabouts during the tuning exams, and he's actually invading as well. He's going after Mitsuki or Orochimaru. So I'm like, why are you attacking Mitsuki? Man, Mitsuki doesn't really have anything to do with the Otsutsuki or neither the chakra fruit. Now, like I talked about it in the previous video, I talked about maybe he didn't want to like have Mitsuki around because Mitsuki was a synthetic human. He's an abomination. But at the same token, I said, why would he feel that way if there's white Zetsu around? You know, there's stuff like that being lingering around. So like, why would you be so completely upset? Like, unless like, you know, maybe he had Otsutsuki DNA implanted in him, or maybe, you know, he might even have an Otsutsuki seal. Like whatever Mitsuki just popped out, you know, he already had a karma seal or some shit, like just completely hidden from Boruto that nobody knew about. It was just weird. Now clearly that's a like super jumping the gun, that's super far-fetched. Obviously we know that's not going to happen, but we do know that Yurishiki is going to be attacking Mitsuki. But it's like the reasoning, it doesn't really add up. Like I don't understand it. Like I get that Mitsuki's really strong, I understand that he's a prodigy, I understand like he's created a synthetic human, he's created to be a prodigy, you know know what I'm saying, he has the Sage Mode, but like what gives like circumstances for, you know, Yorushiki to go after them? Is Yorushiki trying to fight against Mitsuki because Mitsuki is so strong that he's able to protect his friends, or you know, Mitsuki is actually trying to fight to protect Boruto or something like that? But like what would be like the main reasoning for Yorushiki to target Mitsuki? Because you know, obviously Mitsuki's a synthetic human, he's still a kid. Like I see nothing of value to attack Mitsuki unless maybe he had a bit of the chakra fruit within him, or Orochimaru could have planted something in him or some shit like that. Like that would be the only thing. And I know that Kishimoto and, you know, Koraichi, they are basically always like plotting, you know, they're always trying to do some type of plot twist, and I know they always write some shit in really nice. So I feel as though like they're gonna write something in regarding Mitsuki to give Mitsuki this kind of special power up, because obviously we know Boruto gets the Karma Seal, we know Boruto got the Jogan, you know, these are Kekkei Genkai, he have a Kekkei Genkai plus a seal from the Otsutsuki. We know that he has received power, he has received the blessing from Momoshiki, you know, we see him get power in like words from Toneri, we see Boruto get a lot of shit, and Boruto actually has a lot of shit going good for him. So now that we're gonna see like Mitsuki probably get something like that, but it's like, wow, why? Because Mitsuki already has this Sage Mode that's supposed to be like super strong, super basic, like able to destroy everything. Now, will Mitsuki be pushed into using Sage Mode? Honestly, I really don't know, but I do know the fact that Mitsuki didn't want to use his Sage Mode in the Chunin exams was so he can keep that connection to Boruto. And I feel as though if Yorushiki does push Mitsuki, Mitsuki will have to use it, because Mitsuki actually said if it was a life or death situation, if he was fighting against Shinki, he would have had to use Sage Mode, and that would be the only way he could have possibly won. And you know, that was the only option, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't want to use that option due to the fact that like the other nations would have been like, yo, what the fuck is this? Naruto would have been like, what the hell, Orochimaru? And they would have objected to him being in the Hidden Elite Village, and you know, it would have been like a whole bunch of shit. So now I feel as though like Mitsuki will be able to cut back, Mitsuki will be able to like actually, you know, go ham. He'll be able to do things that he couldn't do before, you know, obviously, because like it'll be a peril moment, it'll be something like a dangerous time, you know, and they will see it like as an aid to the village or some shit like that. But even still, like, how will they react if Mitsuki actually uses Sage Mode? Will Naruto still be on cool standings? Like Chojuro and Gaara are supposed to pull up and save Mitsuki from being attacked by Yorushiki, but it was like, yo, if he actually uses his Sage Mode, how will Gaara and Chojuro react? How will they respond? Obviously Chojuro and Gaara are good friends of Naruto, so I don't think it will be like more critical. I feel like if it was more the Tsuchikage or the Raikage, I feel as though like, you know, they would took it into like a harder consensus and was like, yo, Naruto, you've been hiding Orochimaru's son here, he has all this power, this kid's like a deadly weapon, you're gonna allow this to be in your village and shit like that. I feel like they're gonna question, you know, Naruto and his integrity a little bit too much for letting Mitsuki in the village, versus Gaara and Chojuro can be sympathizers. You know, Naruto can tell them, hey, well, he was a kid, you know, I didn't want to turn my back on a child, blah blah blah. You know, Naruto being a soft-hearted person he is. On top of that, Gaara is kind of similar. He is exactly the same way. If you look at Shinki was in a predicament where he was like getting completely fucked over by his own like jutsus and shit like that, and I'm pretty sure Shinki had more of a backstory that we needed to get into, but I didn't write it properly. I feel as though, you know, you're gonna find out about like Shinki's parents or like Shinki's past, and maybe he was like a tattered child that was like thrown away, and like his family treated him like shit because he had like this weird Kekkei Genkai and he didn't know how to control his powers, and they called him a monster. So that's probably like one of the reasons, you know, Shinki is with Gaara. But I feel like Gaara can relate to Naruto in taking Mitsuki into the village and actually like using him and basically have him as like a family member essentially. And let's be honest here, Gaara is just as a soft-hearted person as Naruto. You know, in the beginning he was rough around the edges and shit like that. You know, you see him, he does look a little bit strict, but like if you actually talk to Gaara is probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He was just completely misunderstood, and then he had a backstory that was completely fucked up. And like honestly, Mitsuki kind of fits that description pretty well. Obviously he's not a fucking kid that was like created normally and put a Jinchuriki in him, but like even still, like he was created synthetically. You know, he was given all these powers, he was given all these blessings. It wasn't his choice that he wanted these powers. It was kind of like Orochimaru's own doing. So clearly, you know, Gaara may actually turn a blind eye to like Mitsuki having all these weird Sage Modes and shit if he like uses it. Obviously Chojuro was just like Mei, she was very connected to the Elite Village. You know, they were on like some very friendly bases and shit like that. They got along extremely well. You know, I feel as though like they're gonna be be, you know, on some friendly basis as well with that shit if they were to find out. But I feel like the Tsuchikage and the Raikage would just be like, yo, what is this? Like, I'm not standing for this. Like, Naruto, you have some explaining to do. Like, why do you have this superpowered synthetic human in your village? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you planning? Like, were you planning to make a whole army of super synthetic humans like this kid? You know what I'm saying? It'd be just odd, you know. They probably would have made it like a whole bunch of other shit. So like, you know, I'm just really excited to see, you know, Boruto get ready to like have his big moment, maybe him like get his redemption and shit like that, him to get actually see Naruto use his power, him to see Sasuke use his power as well as the other Kage. You know, he's gonna actually get a glimpse of being what a real ninja is. He's about to get a glimpse of what using real power is. He's about to get like all that shit like right in front of his pupils. It's gonna be etched into his brain, and he's gonna really know the true essence of being a shinobi and what's his really work and what hard work and dedication actually gets you. Because like for the most part, all we know is Boruto as this kid who basically bashes Naruto, talks about how like Naruto isn't that great, but he actually doesn't know anything about the greatness that Naruto has done. He doesn't know anything about the greatness which is Sasuke. Like, he has an idea, you know, obviously people talk about it, and you know, he gets all hyped and shit like that, saying he wants to be a hero like Sasuke or he wants to be a ninja like Sasuke, but he's actually never really seen the power hands on. Now don't get me wrong, he's seen the Chidori, he's seen the Rasengan, he's been in situations where he's seen like different stuff that like, you know, Naruto uses or like Sasuke uses or Konohamaru uses and shit like that, but it's never been like a life or death situation with an enemy that's massively destructive, like an enemy that's on par with like Naruto or Sasuke popping up. This will be the first time he's actually been engaged with that, so I don't know how he's going to react, but I feel as though this is going to be that real breaking point for his development and shit like that, and I feel as though like, you know, he's going to actually start to build on his character. So really, just let me know your personal thoughts and personal opinions on what you think is going to go down in Boruto episode 62. How did you feel about some of the spoilers? How do you feel about Yorishiki attacking Mitsuki? What do you think about Boruto's development and how far has he come since joining the academy and becoming a ninja and shit like that? Obviously, we saw him use a lot of the scientific ninja tools, but in terms of his personality, how do you feel about him as a character? Leave your personal thoughts and personal opinions in the comment section below. And with that being said, my name is Shino Bentro. Stay true and stay real. Hope you guys have a blessed day, and until next time, see you guys later. Bye.